Okay, so hey guys, and welcome back to another Access Sensitive video. And in today's video, I'm back with another interview, and I'm returning with another interview with Jake James. Jake, how are we?
All good, mate. All good. Good to speak to you.
It is a pleasure to have you back on, mate. And just for anybody who don't know, am I right in saying you're a welterweight who's 28 and 12-0?
Yeah, that's right, mate. Correct.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so we'll just kind of get straight into it. It's been about 6 months since we last spoke, and so just in general, mate, how's life been?
Yeah, all good, mate. I've had a little baby girl in January, so just been kind of managing that with training and stuff. But everything's settled now, and back into training, and obviously got a big opportunity on the horizon. So yeah, everything's good.
Brilliant to hear, mate, and congratulations as well.
Thank you, mate. Appreciate it.
Nice one. So, you spoke about this fight that's up and coming, and was it? I checked out our last interview we did, and like I said, it was about 6 months ago, and you said that you'd probably be liking to be fighting around March, April time. Obviously, you're now fighting in June, and so was this possibly a bit more of a difficult fight to make than you maybe anticipated?
You know what? It wasn't. It was quite an easy fight to make, really. It was more so me having a little daughter and just kind of getting to grips with that. And I was supposed to fight in April or May, and because of everything that was going on with my daughter, I just asked my manager to knock it back a month. Okay. But the fight, Darren Tetley he's not scared to fight anybody. I'm not scared to fight. He's boxed top kids at the drop of a hat, so it was an easy fight to make. We both just agreed to it straight away, and it's these are the kind of fights that we need. Too many prospects, in my opinion, box journeymen for too long, and I feel like we need these good 50-50 domestic fights to see who's the best.
So that kind of answers my next question: are you happy now to be moving away from journeyman fights?
100%. I've been asking to step up for some time now. I don't think that the first couple of fights, I feel like you get something out of it, and then after a while, I feel like you're just going through the motions against them, and it actually damages your ticket sales, in my opinion, because people start wising up to what it's all about, and you keep going back to the people who paid 40, 70, 100, whatever pounds for a ticket, and then you're fighting a journeyman again. Do you know what I mean? So next time you come to them, they're a bit more reluctant to throw the money in. So these are the kind of fights that I want personally, from a boxing standpoint, and also from a popularity standpoint and growing me kind of fan base. So, yeah.
Definitely. And so would you kind of say that this fight has helped you grow your platform, and how's ticket sales been for this fight so far? Yeah,
100%. So I only announced it the other day, and I've been kind of inundated with messages asking ticket prices and stuff like that. So I put an order in with my manager, and it seemed to have gone already. So this will probably be my best. I always do a couple of 100 tickets anyway, but will probably be my best because it's my biggest fight yet. So my fan base are nuts, mate. Honestly, you can't hear. They're just shouting our fight, but that's what you need, I suppose.
Of course, yeah, definitely, man. And so, in general, how's preparations been going for it? You've had quite a long time since you last been out, and how's preparations been going?
Yeah, good, mate. I can't complain at all. I've got 7 weeks from today. I just sparred this morning with Will Crawler, actually. Okay. He's fighting in a couple of weeks. Yeah. So, I'm in a good place already and fit. And the weight's good, which has probably been my Achilles heel, to be fair, admittedly. Quite a lot of fighters do this where they crash weight a little bit. I've got more than enough time to make the weight correctly, and there will be 100% Jake James come the June 24th. So there'll be no excuses from me, and I'm looking forward to it.
That's what I want to hear, mate. And just to kind of touch on that weight side of things, now you're going to these tougher fights. Is welterweight going to be the division where you want to look for titles, or you may be looking to maybe super welterweight?
No, I feel like it'll be welterweight. If it was a toss-up between two weights, it'd be welter or super light. I don't think I'm big enough for super welter. Okay. But I feel like as your body grows, I feel like I'll fill out into welterweight rather than trying to kill myself to make super lightweight, because I actually feel like I did that in the last fight, and it definitely affected my performance. I felt a bit flat. So I always feel better when I'm sparring around welterweight. So it makes sense for me to fight at that weight. So yeah, I feel like looking at the champions, the English champion and whatnot, at welterweight, I definitely feel like I'm better than them. Do you know what I mean? If I'm honest. So yeah, I'm going to be campaigning for titles at welter.
Brilliant. And so, I mean, we'll touch on other possible opponents in just a moment. But, I mean, you've got this fight with Darren Tetley, and of course he's 21-4, been an ex-European champion. And so, I mean, stylistic-wise, how much do you know about him?
I know quite a lot about him. I boxed as an amateur for England with Darren, actually. We boxed over in Scotland. I remember him from the amateurs, always a top amateur, winning national titles. Obviously done really well as a pro, winning the European title. Give Echo Esserman a great fight for the British. He's boxed at a good level and always competed, never been out of his depth. So it's a brilliant test for me, and stylistically I feel like it'd be a good match. I love fighting southpaws anyway. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to a good challenge.
That's something different to hear, man. I mean, a lot of fighters don't normally like southpaw fighters, and I mean, that's, I suppose, a flex for you to be able to say that you're comfortable fighting somebody with a bit more of a difficult style.
Yeah, I had in the amateurs, I had a rival with this specific. I used to always meet him. How the amateur tournaments work is you fight for in your region first, and I used to always meet this same kid, and he was a southpaw, and he was really good. So I had to train specifically to beat this kid every single year. So I just got naturally good at how to work with southpaws, and I've always been good at prefer fighting and prefer sparring him. But Darren is particularly tricky, and he's a great fighter. I'm not gonna take anything away from him. So it's a good test, and I'm looking forward to seeing how I cope with him, how I deal with him. I'm just looking forward to a good fight, to be honest.
And I mean, talking about it being a good test, I mean, this is your first 10-rounder, and so how prepared would you say you are to go that possible 10-round distance?
Yeah, I'll be 100% on the night, mate. And the way I see it, if you've got good pedigree and you know how to control the tempo and stuff like that, if you can do 6, you can do 8, you can do 10. Do you know what I mean? If you know how to navigate through the rounds, and you're not being forced to work at a pace that you're not comfortable with, then there's no reason why you can't do 12, whatever rounds, you know what I mean? And I'm not going to be being bullied or being forced to work out. I know my way around a ring. I've boxed since I was 8, do you know what I mean? So it's not going to be an issue for me, and I'm going to make sure I'm in tip-top shape. And yeah, I don't think Darren particularly works at a relentless pace anyway. It's pretty similar to me. We're both kind of jittery, triggering fighters, so it probably won't be. At times it'll probably be toe to toe, but it won't be all out all the way through. We're just not really like that, in my opinion. But yeah, it'd be interesting.
It will indeed. And so, I mean, now you're going to be having your first fight of the year, and so are you going to be wanting to have a bit of a more active year come the later part of this year?
Yeah, 100%. There's no reason why I can't box 2 to 3 times towards the back end of the year. Obviously, if I come through Darren, like I think I will, then I should be mandatory for the English, or I might have to have a final eliminator. But I'll be knocking on the door for that English title. So hopefully, I manage to get that towards the end of the year.
Indeed. And so, I mean, I've got a few names here of possible opponents, and I mean, you don't need to say anything. I don't want you to cause any beef or anything, but I mean, just any ones of these that might stick out. I mean, of course, there's fighters like Luke Evans, Ethan James, Dom Hunt, Liam Taylor, and Harry Scoff, who I believe is the English champion currently. And say you have a final eliminator for the English, who would be maybe an ideal name?
I think Luke Evans would be a good fight, but I think he's just retired. Ethan James, I feel like that would be a good fight for me. Dom Hunt as well. He's just won. He just beat Darren Tetley actually for the Central area. Stylistically, again, a southpaw. I like southpaws. I'd love that fight. Yeah, Danny Barr? Yes. I think he's fighting for the English title as well against Jamie Robinson. So I'd love either one of them two. Yeah, definitely. I've just been sparring Liam Taylor. I think Liam's a little bit ahead domestically than me. He's European champion and trying to knock on for kind of world honours. good fighter, Liam. Shared a lot of rounds with him. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. And so, I mean, you say if you possibly having 2 to 3 more by the end of this year, and so say you have that eliminator, is the next step English or possibly British?
Well, it is the English title eliminated, but you never know how boxing works because you've just got to be ready, and the opportunity can just come knocking. So come through this fight, and then if I don't fight for the English, if whatever pops up, I'm taking it, mate. Like, I'm 28 now, and if I'm not good enough now, then I probably never will be. So I'm happy to jump in with anyone. I'm not afraid to fight, and I believe in what I can do. I'm a thinking fighter, so I can work. Even if someone's fitter than me or faster than me, I can think my way through it. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not shy of fighting anyone. So I've come through this fight, and I'll be knocking on the door for whatever title presents itself.
Indeed you will, man. And I mean, you spoke about being 28, and I suppose, I mean, people look around possibly 30 to be in their prime, and so would you say you're just getting into the prime of your career now?
Yeah, I believe so, and that's why I want these fights, because you need to be having these 50-50 fights whilst you're in your prime. Do you know what I mean? You don't want to be still fighting journeyman and getting to 31, 30, 31, and then coming to the back end of your prime, and then you get, do you know what I mean? You want to be striking while the iron's hot, so to speak. And even if you do get beat, and worst case scenario, as long as you learn from it and you bounce back, it's not the end of the world. Do you know what I mean? But you need to be challenging yourself and pushing yourself whilst you're in your physical peak. And I do feel like I'm coming into my physical peak. So these fights are coming in at the right time for me. I've earned my stripes, so to speak. I've had 12 fights. I've had a couple of good tests in there. Benfields gives everybody a nightmare. My last opponent, he was a tricky customer. So yeah, coming at the right time for me.
That's good to hear. And I mean, there's certain names in this division, like a possibly Ethan James, and I mean, he's got kind of a big backing, a big following. And so would you maybe not mind if you did fight somebody like him, being an away fighter, being maybe the B-side fighter?
No, 100%. Understanding how boxing works, it's a popularity contest, essentially. So he's got a big promoter behind him. He's got a big following. So you've just got to stay in your lane. And if I have to be the opponent, I believe I'll beat him. So I'm happy to do that as long as we get in the ring and it's me and him. It doesn't really matter who sold the most tickets or who's signed to who, because it's a fight at the end of the day. So, like I said before, I'm not shy about fighting anybody, and if the opportunity presented itself, I'd love that fight.
Brilliant, mate. Okay, well, I'm going to leave it with my final question as always. Got a little bit of a platform here. Would you like to shout anything out, mate?
Yeah, just like to say a massive thank you to all the people who buy tickets for me and all the sponsors who continue to support me through the birth of my little girl. I've not been as active on social media, obviously, because other things have taken priority, but yeah, also stuck by me, and now we're in a position where we're going to be having some big nights. So thank you.
No, thank you indeed, man. And I mean, it's been a pleasure to have you on. I'm glad to hear all your headspace is good, and you seem very ready for this fight, mate. And I'm sure we'll have you back on again soon.
Nice one, mate. Thank you. Have a great weekend.
You too, man. And so if you are new around here and you haven't subscribed, please do so. Like the video if you do like the video, and thanks for